So, like I said, this is Warbringers Sylvanas, the second of a three-part prologue series, or primer series, for World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth, taking place immediately after the events of Legion, and focusing around three prominent characters of the expansion. The first, of course, being Jaina Proudmoore, which we talked about last week. And now we come to Sylvanas Windrunner, Banshee Queen of the Forsaken, War Chief of the Horde.
Secure the beach. Prepare to invade the tree.
Why? Why? You've already won. Only innocents remain in the tree.
This is war.
No. This is hatred. Rage. Windrunner. You were defender of your people. Do you not remember?
I remember. A fool. Take her! Run! Understand. Ah, don't grieve. You'll soon join your loved ones.
I grieve for you. You've made life your enemy. And that is a war you'll never win. You can kill us, but you cannot kill hope.
Can't I? Burn it. Burn it!
Oh. Oh. Yikes. Wow. Okay. Oh. So. Wow. Where to start? Oof. If there's anything that kind of sticks me in the heart, more than anything else, is children in peril, especially being a new father. Now, my initial reaction, this isn't the first time I've seen this video, and so my reaction isn't quite as dramatic as it was the first time, but when, in the flashback to Quel'Tha Lost, when we see the dead mother and child, yeah. Anyway, there's a lot of talk about this trailer, and I'm going to try and hit on some of those key points, but first, just, we've seen it. Now we finally know. We know the how. We kind of know the why. Blizzard teased that Teldrassil would burn in Battle for Azeroth, the home of the Night Elves, the place players have been connected to since 2004. Now it's ash, or eternally burning, depending on how you look at it. Stratholme's still on fire, after all. But we'll get to the how and why in a moment. So let's rewind a bit. We've been seeing we've seen the prelude to this in a game, where Sylvanas calls upon the warriors, assembles the armies of the Horde, and sets out into Night Elf territory. This isn't the first time the Horde has invaded Night Elf territory. Garrosh got into the territory, claimed some lumber for the Horde, but it didn't get very far. This time, when Sylvanas invaded, they've pushed all the way into Darkshore, and that's currently where players are locked in a stalemate. Clearly, at some point, that stalemate is broken, and Sylvanas with Nathanos and High Warlord is... I'm blanking. It's been an 8-hour stream so far. Sarfang. They reach the island where Teldrassil is and prepare to invade, until a survivor, a lone Night Elf warrior, barely clinging to the last threads of her life, tries to appeal to Sylvanas' decency, sympathy, just looking for something to hold on to in her last moments, appealing to the person she used to be, who she clearly has to remember something. She was the Ranger General of Quel'Tha Lost, the sworn defender of her land and her people. And she was one of the best. She and her sisters, the Windrunner sisters, were renowned as warriors and sentinels of their people. Of course, Verisa... Was it Verisa? One got lost in Outland and has now become the first Void Elf, after taking the fight to the Horde and fighting for decades upon decades. And the other married a human and has been standing guard in Dalaran over all these years. Both of them powerful, venerated, and respected. But Sylvanas fought to the last in a very desperate and hard battle. And that's what we see here, the last stand of Quel'Thalas. Again, we're going back to Warcraft 3. Just as the events that is shaping Jaina's experience in this expansion, so too with Sylvanas. She was leading the vanguard and holding the line against Arthas and the Scourge as they marched through Quel'Thalas. And we see those pristine summer fields, this beautiful landscape slowly being taken and corrupted by the Forsaken. And as dramatic and as badass as she looks throughout this entire sequence, it pales to the effort that she actually made in defending Quel'Thalas. She held back Arthas for weeks, delaying him constantly, a thorn in his side unlike anyone else, as her rangers were falling left and right around her, until her final stand, she came face to face with the first Death Knight himself. She fell in battle to Frostmourne. But if only that was really the end. Arthas wanted to make her pay for what she'd done to him, the aggravation, the irritation, and the delay that she'd caused him. So he would not allow her the peace of death. She would suffer for eternity, serving him in undeath. And so she was forced to watch her land, her kingdom die. And she was reborn a Banshee. And she served Arthas faithfully in that time, both as a Banshee, as a Dark Ranger, until he left for Northrend. The Lich King's hold broke, and she rallied those that remained, the lost undead who'd regained their minds and their personality, fought against the human remnants who wanted to destroy them, and the Dreadlords who sought to dominate them. And that existence was pain. There was no hope in that life. There's no hope for her now. Throughout the entirety of her existence as the Banshee Queen, she clings to existence for the sake of those that look to her for leadership. And after the death of the Lich King, she found no reason to live and threw herself from the top of Icecrown Tower. She has no hope. The only reason she clings to life is because death is an even worse fate than undeath. Because there she will find nothing but eternal suffering. Her life is pain. Her life is torment. A lesser torment than what will come later. I don't know if what the Night Elf said is true, or if that's just her perception of it. That Sylvanas has made life her enemy. Because death is just as much her enemy. She doesn't want to die, but at the same time, it's hard to judge Sylvanas' actions. Plenty of people are condemning her outright, but it is hard to see the Horde as a protagonist faction when they are the aggressor. And when Sylvanas gives the order to burn the tree. She's doing it to destroy the Alliance, to break the Night Elf's spirit, to deny them hope. Their home is destroyed. Their home is gone. And Teldrassil is left in flames. And Sylvanas watches with her cold, determined eyes, face eternally streaked in the tears of her pain. This is a very different vignette. This is a very, short. I don't want to sound like I'm talking down to anybody. I'm not entirely sure what to think and how to feel here. I definitely feel differently than with the Jaina Warbringer short. We'll see. We shall see, but I want to know what you guys think. I want to know what you guys felt after you watched this. I've got a couple of friends that say it's very hard to see the Horde as the good guys in this. The Horde are aggressors. The War Chief is ordering the complete destruction of a city filled with people. We'll see. But yeah, tell me what you think. I want to hear it. Let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation. All right.